September's a good month because you get an opportunity to see some kids you don't normally see. But so that opens up things to a broader discussion. I know you
tools.
Let's talk tools. We'll talk about tools for these young guys and how they're judged and graded and whether they
well, your scale is 2 to 8, 8 being the very best. So we're going to look at players in the game that have 8 tools in the areas that you take down a position player. So you're looking at hit, power, hit, glove, arm, and run. And Mike and I have gone back and forth. We each have a player that we feel grades out as an 8, which is the very best in the game. You don't drop many 8s on young players in the game. So these are more established players at the big league level.
Okay. So you would say, Dan, for a young guy who is not in the big leagues, if he grades as a 6, that's a really good player.
Oh, that's a really good
so
player.
So 8 is ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's start with the power here. Get those glasses on. Where are we going? What we got?
Yeah, it doesn't make. I don't have to see this one. I put Ohtani as my 8 power guy. Just power's enormous. When I see guys take balls off gap as if they are a right-handed pull hitter, that shows me that the power's elite. So my power guy is Ohtani.
I'm going on a limb that no one's going to expect on this one. I'm taking Mr. Aaron Judge. When I look at him, we touched on it earlier in the show. He's a big man. There's a lot of moving parts, yet he's so still. He has such great balance. And I think he's getting better on recognizing the pitches he does damage with and being able to lay off the pitches that he can't. And that's why this season for me has been so special.
All right, yeah, those are 2 of the big boys. No doubt about that.
I'm going to go on a limb with the hit tool, really. I'm going to really stretch this one out and go Freddie Freeman. I'm really going on a limb here. I just feel like it's an 8 bat. There's just really no way to pitch the guy. Mike talked about it. He can let the ball travel. He can get the ball out front. He hits the ball up. He hits the ball down. Oh, by the way, he's got an elite strike zone recognition. He's just an elite hitter, guys. One of the best the game has ever seen.
It surprises me, too, that teams still shift on Freddie as well. He makes
I think they're just guessing.
Mine, I'm coming out of the woodworks a little bit on this. Veteran guy, Michael Brantley. For me, over the last 8 years, over 300 batting average. And I know batting average is a stat that's a little forgotten in the day.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
But he's a guy that puts the ball in play. He's a guy, Dan. He hits left-handed pitching well. He is a guy that you pencil him in every day and you know you're going to get a quality at bat. He's my hit guy. I appreciate the tool that Michael Brantley brings to the table in his, I guess, the hitting realm of the tools.
We're going glove next?
Yeah, I'm going to really do another reach on this one. I was a kid. I grew up loving Brooks Robinson. As I got to watch the Orioles more when I was there, looking at old film of Brooks Robinson, it was incredible to me that he always reacted to the ball, in my humble opinion, before the ball ever left the bat. The only other player in my career that's done that is my 8 Gold Glover, and that's Nolan Arenado. He has this innate ability, Mike, to be moving instinctively towards the ball before the ball, you think, never leaves the bat. I know it's still on the bat. It just looks that way, and his ability to make plays, all different type of plays from all different angles, just fantastic.
Yeah, that's what's impressive for me. He can do everything in every facet, all angles. For me, my 8 grade or 80 grade is going to be Francisco Lindor. He averages 10, that we're going with OA outs above average. He's 10 better than the next shortstop over the last 3 years. Solid guy, can go to his left, can go to his right, has plenty of range, can turn the double play, can make that throw from the 5-6 hole. He's my 80 grade.
Yeah, my arm is Manny Machado. I love watching games on TV. For a ball to be hit to Manny, just to see that arm strength, it's just a little flick of the wrist like that. Wow, that is an 80 arm. No matter how you want to measure it, that is a cannon.
Yeah, when you backhand a ball and you're in foul territory and you take your time and take a breath and then throw it, it's pretty impressive. I'm going with a youngster here, and I was just floored by seeing O'Neal Cruz, and we all got enamored with, he's throwing 97, 98 miles an hour across the diamond. It's just he doesn't really load, and the ball explodes out of his arm. So from a tool standpoint, he gets my 80 grade for the arm.
Yeah, ask Michael Chavis at first base if
a little extra pad.
Breaking his glove. My run game, run is the next tool. I measured run a little differently. I don't measure run just in straight running speed. I measure run in your ability to get off the dime and get going quickly and then accelerate as you're going. So for me, Trey Turner is an 8 runner. Plus the fact he's got the most beautiful slide in the game.
Totally agree.
But his acceleration ability from the start all the way through the bag is just absolutely. He's got a great lean. He runs the bases exceptionally well. I think he's the prototypical base runner, base stealer within our game.
Not a bad call there, Dan. I'm going with a youngster He might be the face of the franchise for a number of years for the Kansas City Royals. I'm going Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, 20-plus home runs. He can run the bases. He plays a premium position. And he's, what, 20, 21?
Yeah,
these guys are, they're coming into their own and understanding everything they have to do to compete each day and to win in the game of baseball at an age where, all you do is compare yourself. I said at 21, I'm in college. You're nervous playing a top-ranked team. So he's doing it against the best players in the world. So I'm very impressed.
Now, the hard part is finding the player that hits as close to those. It's almost impossible to find a player in a game who's got an 8 tool at every one of those 5 tools. But for me, Acuna is the closest for me. The average could be a little bit better, but I do think that's in there. But when you look at all the other tools, I could make a compelling argument. He's got an 8 tool in every other category that we just measured.
I'm going with Mookie Betts. When I look at postseason comes around, we need to steal a couple more bases. He doesn't. He hits big home runs. He hits for power. He's a former MVP. By the way, he was a second baseman coming up through the minor leagues. The only reason we moved into the outfield was because Dustin Pedroia was the guy in Boston. And he's a Gold Glove outfielder. He has a cannon for an arm in right field. He can go get it with the glove. For me, the best all-around tools guy in the league right now is Mookie Betts.
You know what? I would agree with Mike completely on that because he's already shown it now durability-wise, and I don't know what Ronald's going to be after his knee surgery, but I agree completely with Mike. He's the best all-around player currently in our game.